Alright, Schlockmeister fans, gonna finish off the Cardona collection #1 with Treasure of the Amazon. Let's watch. Alright, we're in the Amazon, and don't try to steal from this guy's bag. He'll take your finger. That's Stuart Whitman. He then tosses the native off the boat, and before he can get back on, piranha. Stuart Whitman plays a guy named Gringo.
He went into that jungle with 5 of his friends looking for gold. 6 years later, he came back alone. Wild-eyed, mad, a man who didn't know his own name.
This is Barbara. She's out in the Amazon too.
Yippee. We can go home.
Let me tell you something, pal. The only thing you're going to get out of that jungle is a long walk through hell. Long and slow.
They're all looking for gold and diamonds and whatever they can find. Donald Pleasant is traveling with this woman named Marimba. She spends most of the movie topless. This guy was touching her daughters, but he's married to them now. He doesn't want mom touching them.
And you know what I can do. Crystallized carbon.
They found diamonds.
Yes, it is what it is.
One of the highlights of this movie was a bunch of natives rolling around topless, fighting each other. By natives, I mean Mexican actresses. Donald Pleasance is in this as well, as you saw before. He's an ex-Nazi.
You show up where you don't belong, you'll have all the bad luck you need. You know what it is? It's the Emerald City, the jackpot at the end of the rainbow. Big. Boy, it's so big it's gonna knock your eyeballs right out of their sockets. It's the treasure of the Amazon.
These three find more diamonds.
But a bunch of these would be worth more money than people ever see in a life. We'll be living like royalty.
Sometimes the natives aren't too friendly. We get one of Gringo's flashbacks, Stuart Whitman, when he was in the jungle the first time, and I think he was the only one who escaped. Everybody else got their heads knocked off. Although Marimba travels with Donald Pleasance, she doesn't trust him. He has some grandiose plans.
You could be part of that world.
Well, our diamond finders run into some native problems. This guy gets hit with a poison dart. We have some more problems now. Sydney finds the body. And these guys find more loot.
We're all going to get out of here together as soon as we clear out the iceberg.
I told you, you guys are on your own.
And Gringo met up with them. There's a lot of infighting too.
Hey, I always took you for a double-crosser, I know.
But he doesn't shoot him, he leaves him tied up in a cave. And then here come the crabs. And then it's death by crab. Donald Pleasance is holding his own against some restless natives. Big guns will help that. Gringo and Sydney manage to get to a boat, and then this guy decides he's going to assault her. But Gringo fights him off, doesn't allow it. And then Sydney herself gets a gun and shoots him. In slow-mo.
I must protect you.
Shoots Marimba, that's the end of her. And then here come the bees. This guy Tacho is in charge of the area, and he charges everybody a fee or a part of whatever they find. Apparently Donald Pleasance didn't want to play along. And then Tacho shows Gringo and Sydney what happened to Donald Pleasance. Stuart Whitman finds the diamonds.
There's only two of us now, so you get half of it and I get half.
He wants to be partners and perhaps lovers.
You want to help me spend my half?
Well, they kissed on the bed and did who knows what else, and despite the big age difference, it looks like they might be a couple. But wait, a plane lands on the water. We saw this guy earlier in the film. He didn't have much going on. But he picks her up and they go. Screw you, Gringo. But he has the last laugh because he gave her sand. And that's our film. Alright, let's talk about Treasure of the Amazon, which is the third movie on this Cardona collection, Volume 1. Number 1, and finishing it off here. So anyway, Rene Cardona, Mexican director, directed this one as well. Probably the first one I've seen of his films that didn't have a shark in it, although it had some piranha and some crocodiles and some alligators, whatever else. So anyway, this is kind of a mishmash of a film. There's basically 3 sets of people that are somewhere in the Amazon jungle. There's Stuart Whitman and his group. They're looking for some sort of treasure. There are these 2 guys and a girl who are looking for diamonds. And then there's Donald Pleasance, who's an ex-Nazi who wants to revive the Third Reich. He's hanging around with some native woman named Marimba. By the way, Marimba spends most of her... She's a native of the Amazon, I guess. She spends most of the movie completely topless. And there's some real MILF stuff going on with her. She's in her early 40s, but she looked darn good and nice boobs flopping around the whole time. It was great. I like that. So anyway, more of that. Thank you, Mr. Cardona. But anyway, so these 3 groups are in the jungle, and there's all kinds of perils going on. There's animals, boars, deer, piranha, crocodiles, bees, crabs. They face those perils. Plus, some of the natives there are not very friendly. In fact, they like to chop people's heads off. There's a little bit of a backstory. Stuart Whitman, and he plays a guy named Gringo. He went into this jungle years ago, and then spent like 5 years in the jungle. 6 years, came out, and everybody was in his party was dead except him. They all got their heads chopped off. We see a little flashback of that. So there's some headhunters out there. Anyway, everything goes to shit. They do find some diamonds. They find some other loot as well. But anyway, they all just decide they got to get out of there. And eventually, some of the groups kind of come together. What's left? Near the end, Sydney, the woman with the diamond people, somehow hooks up with Gringo. And I mean hook up literally. They became like a couple almost. He rescued her from being assaulted by this other guy. And then he says, I got this loot. We can split it. Let's go to New York. We'll walk down Broadway. She's all for it. Donald Pleasance gets strung up with a hook in his mouth and hung from a tree. He's dead. But Gringo and Sydney escape on a boat, and it looks like they're going back to wherever. And then all of a sudden, this pilot on this airplane, the small plane that can land on the water, who we saw in the very beginning of the movie, lands and decides to pick up Sydney, and she goes along with him. Screw you, Gringo. She hops on board. Now she's got this like little sock full of diamonds. However, when she opens it up on the plane, she sees that it's full of sand. Gringo has kept the real diamonds on him, and he looks up at the plane, kind of laughing and smiling, and she looks down, irritated. And then I couldn't show it, but he puts his arm around these 3 topless native women. There you go. That's our film. Wow, quite a film. I think I read somewhere that Riff Rax did a version of this. I can get it, although there's a lot of toplessness in here. So if that was shown on network television or whatever else it was, they probably had to get rid of that. But there's a lot of boobs in this movie, a lot of them. Like I said, there was a scene where these topless natives are rolling around, wrestling and stuff. It was kind of nice, you know, in that regard. But the film itself, I don't know, it's just, it's a big mess. But I can't say I was really bored by it. It's a little long. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Probably could have been about an hour and 25. A little more palatable. I don't know what was up with Donald Pleasance wanting to revive the Third Reich, but whatever. So anyway, that is the last film in the Cardona collection. I've reviewed all three now. So anyway, that's it. I'll leave a link to this one down below, assuming it's on Amazon, because I don't think this collection is on Amazon yet, but so far the other two have been available on various DVDs. So I'll leave a link down below if you're looking for it. Let me know if you've seen it. Leave some comments. It is the treasure of the Amazon. Watch it. Bye.